welcome back to Mommy Confessions. I am your host, That Chick Angel, and we have my other co-host. Say hey.
Hey y'all, Quinn Walters.
Make sure you are following both of us. I am at That Chick Angel, and Quinn is
at Quinn Walters.
Yes, and you can follow this podcast, Mommy Confessions, on all social media platforms. On Facebook, it is at That Chick Angel Mommy Confessions. It's on my YouTube channel, That Chick Angel TV, and you can follow it on Instagram at Mommy Confessions Show. Now, if this is your first time tuning in to this podcast / video, hello.
Hey.
Welcome.
How y'all doing?
I'm so glad to have y'all.
Welcome.
Mommy Confessions is just an honest, real, truthful, funny, hilarious conversation about all things motherhood, womanhood, adulthood.
Yes.
All the things. We take some walks down memory lane.
Yep, we do.
Yeah.
We take some walks down every single lane you can think of. So just put your seatbelt on because we about to go on a ride today too.
We're about to go on a ride. Yes.
And everything is a song. You
can
make everything into a song too.
Yeah, if you listen to Mommy Confessions, you're going to learn a new song today.
Okay.
You hear me?
Legit.
So I start off every single episode with a confession.
Yes.
And this episode is no different. We're going to start off with a confession. So
okay.
I confess that I realize when I'm making a lot of money, I have more energy. I was actually talking about it. It's the truth. I was talking about it with a friend, a mutual friend of ours, and she was saying, I think my hormones are regulated because, I've had so much energy to get things done. I said, no, it's called vitamin cash. That's what that is.
Ooh, that is the best vitamin to take.
Okay. When you know money is coming in and you got to get things done so that money will come, and the money is coming. It's not like I'm hoping. The money is actually coming. You will get all the things done.
It's true.
That need to happen.
I have to agree.
Right?
I concur. Honey, you wake up Sprite. Honey, you washing dishes Sprite. You washing your body. You cleaning the house. You driving a car happy. Everything. It's true.
There's no snooze button. There's like, I woke up 5 minutes before the alarm. Like,
you going to church, you happy to get your tithe. You like, I got this, Jesus.
Yeah.
And thank you, Lord.
I got this, Jesus. I got you, bro. I got you.
Facts.
So when we were talking about it, I was like, you know what? Yeah, I was like, no, it's money. That makes it makes a huge difference, at least for me. That, especially because we're in an industry where it can be feast or famine so many times.
Yes.
And when it's famine, it's just draining. It's so draining. You're just like, why am I even doing this? I don't even feel like doing it. I don't feel like working out. But when the money's coming in, it's just like, I'm going to do my workout at 4:30 a.m. so that I still have time to meditate.
I'm going to drink my smoothie.
Yes.
Yes.
All of it. And I'm not sure if anybody else is like that. I mean, because our business is so very unique. So most people know how much they're going to make. But when you do come into a surplus, whether it be your taxes or something, don't you feel like you got all the energy in the world?
I do. I have. Oof, girl. Yes. I never thought about it in those terms, but that is 100% true.
Right?
For sure. Life is good. Life is popping. Everything is okay. And it's like, if you do come across a problem, that money gonna take care of it. So you're like, you good.
Yeah, the problem solved.
My car got a flat tire. AAA, I'm just on the side of the road. Can you come and get me? Yeah, because I still have to go to my mani-pedi. Thanks.
Right, mani-pedi is not getting canceled. It's not getting canceled.
It's easy.
Yeah.
Because you think about people with an abundance of money, like Beyonce or someone. It's like, the stresses are different.
Yeah.
Not to say that she doesn't have stress.
Right.
But I'm sure, the day-to-day can be a little bit more fluffier.
Yeah, a little more carefree. I mean,
a little more,
She does have a lot to lose in life.
True.
But still, there is a part of the
day to day. Yeah, there's just a little bit easier. Knowing that, there's a big cushion in the bank account.
Come on. That is the best cushion. Vitamin cash.
Vitamin cash. Okay. Oh, I love it. My confession is that totally different term, but I don't keep it 100 with my daughter all the time. As a parent, that's gonna be my mommy confession. And I think, she's 5. She turns 6 tomorrow.
Aww.
And I just think that there are some things that you have to keep it real with your kids, but then there are also some things you cannot yet, at least. You know what I mean? So I don't know how other moms and dads are handling, you know, certain questions and certain topics with their kids at a young age like that. But like, for instance, you know, she asked me, where do babies come from? And I'm just like, not about to tell her the full shebang.
So what did you paraphrase it as?
So I paraphrase it as babies come from God. They come from heaven. And when mommies and daddies love each other, they create babies. I just said create. I didn't say how they create them. You know what I mean? But I just said they create babies. So you're half of mommy, half of daddy. And then you grow in your mom's womb. And I try to stay away from tummy, even though sometimes I do find myself saying tummy. But she does know that her stomach is separate from her uterus, which is very important to, you know, give kids that differentiation of their body parts. Because I heard one parent tell me a story that a kid fought her teacher about where babies really grow. And the kid was like, babies grow in your mom's tummy. Your tummy is your stomach. The babies grow in the stomach. And the teacher was like, well, actually it grows in the uterus. And the kid was like, no, it's the stomach, because your stomach is your tummy. And my mom always says tummy. And she's like, right, it's in the area, but the actual location is different. And so she literally had this battle. This teacher had this battle with this kid about the actual anatomy. So that I do think is important. So I do teach my daughter specific body parts, and that is open. So she knows her parts, and we address them as that. But you know, the actual factual reproduction, I think, you know, but I know some parents go there. You know what I mean? Because they're like, oh, I'm gonna teach my kid the whole truth and nothing but the truth from the jump. But for me, I don't go that
you
far.
Don't go that
Do
far.
you go that far?
I definitely believe in age appropriate information, but I do not believe in giving untruths or lies. So my children know that it's my egg and daddy's sperm that come together in my uterus to make a baby. They don't know how daddy's sperm got over here to my body.
Exactly.
But
that's what I'm not saying. Not saying that.
That I don't like. And the only reason I do put my own spin on it, and I'm like, when you become an adult,
yes,
okay, and you get married. Right. I'm putting my own moral spin on it.
Yes.
But the only reason why I don't specifically break down the mechanisms of sex just yet is just also there are certain things that they're definitely fully aware are adult only things.
Yes.
But I think they would be trying to figure out, okay, so why is that adult only? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, why can't I use my penis now?
Exactly.
So, like, I don't want to have to try to convince them that what I'm explaining mechanism-wise is something that you should not be doing with anybody, especially since they're not curious in that way. Really, they're not like, so what we doing with these penises? What y'all doing with these hoes?
Right, yeah, exactly.
If curiosity pushed them in that direction, I'd be like, why? It would be more of that, of like, why are you so curious of that already? But as far as in like, you know, breaking down actual factual sex, like I don't think that's necessary.
No, not yet at least. So so I just you know, swerve around the mechanism part and just explain the other parts. And we've watched like the Learning Channel and Discovery, and on Netflix they have like the documentaries, and they show how the babies are, you know, start from the zygote and the egg and the sperm, and then turn to zygote and then the embryo and fetus. And so she's seen that whole progression. She has science books, and even some of those have, you know, the images and the diagrams. So I, you know, she understands it, and she even told me today, mommy, girls are XX and boys are XY. And
like, come on, little smarty pants.
Smarty pants. Now I don't remember teaching you that one, but so I just pray that you know, I'm doing the right thing, because as parents, we never fully know. You just
don't know.
do the best you can.
Exactly.
And pray. I pray every day.
Yeah, you pray for the best.
For wisdom and knowledge and guidance.
Yeah.
In that field.
I just don't want to be, my only fear is being too late in the conversation.
Yeah.
And like, as much as we've been trying to like probe Marcus to see if he's ready, my 10-year-old, for those of y'all who don't know the ages of my kids, I have a 10-year-old boy, almost 5-year-old twin boys, and then a 6-month-old. So the 10-year-old is a late bloomer. Like, he's not interested in having a girlfriend. He doesn't really have any type of like crush for her. Well, there's one girl that he kind of has a crush on, but he won't admit that it's a crush. He's just like, no, she's just my best friend. Okay. And it could be completely platonic, but I'm like, I don't think you know how, I don't think you understand what this is. Like, you just think it's a deeper level of friendship. But I'm like, nah,
I was 10 before, son.
Yeah, you like this girl. But anyways,
that's cute.
He is already to the place of bashfulness. So he doesn't really like, when we go into serious conversations, I can tell he gets like nervous and anxious. So I don't want to, while I don't want to like make him feel any type of way, I also don't want him getting information from stupid 10-year-olds. You know what I'm saying? And stupid 11-year-olds. And sorry to call them stupid, but that's what I mean. Like, a lot of them have very false information.
Right. Exactly. They are completely uneducated.
Yes.
In a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And they'll try to feed information to your kids.
Right.
And you're like, that ain't true.
That is not true. And a lot of times they're getting their stuff from online, from unhealthy websites and stuff like that.
Or older cousins or siblings that,
Right. So
from their friends or online too.
So I'm not trying to force the sex conversation on him, but I am kind of like,
it's coming soon, you think?
Yeah, because he's about to be in 6th grade next year.
Yeah.
I recall when as terrible as it is, when I was in middle school, kids were doing it already.
Oh.
There were kids doing it. It wasn't me. But there were kids that were doing it at 12. Not a whole lot, but there was some that was getting it in young.
I did have a friend that lost her virginity in like 6th, 7th grade.
Right. And Marcus is gonna be 11 this year. And not that I think he's gonna be going down that path. But and then especially with sexual orientation and the conversation of people being fluid and you know, back in the day when I was growing up, it was a very cut and dry thing. It was like either you're straight or you're gay or you're in the closet. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you dating, like, it's mostly dudes. There was probably some girls that were in the closet, but it was like you're dating girls, but you really like guys. And now that, especially in California, we're such a liberal state, children feel not all kids, but a lot of kids feel very comfortable just exploring, figuring things out. Yeah. I'm not an exploratory parent. So I'd rather have just be honest, I'd rather have the conversations with him about what those things are and us address whatever he feels rather than him being out here just fishing around.
Right, willy-nilly, just uninformed, uneducated, unsupported.
Yes, because it's, for me, intimacy in sex, the way I feel, people can parent however they want. That is not something that I feel it can be dangerous. So it's not something that should just be explored like uncharted territory. It should be something that you're making solid decisions about before you make the decision. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And I don't feel like that's what kids are doing nowadays. They're just like, all right, let's give it a whirl, you know? And I'm not...
It is a dangerous thing.
Yeah, and I'm not a parent
that create life from it. You can lose your life from it. It's not... It's not like trying a bag of chips, a new bag of...
Exactly. Okay. We got to start...
Flavor today. It's like, you could die.
We got to start thinking of this like a peanut allergy. Like, listen.
Yeah. Now, you sure did you run the test?
Yeah.
Prior to.
We got to be careful. We got to know when we're making these steps forward. So I definitely want to make sure he and I and his father have a very open set of communication where he can feel free to truly be as much of his authentically his self with us.
Yes.
So that we can hopefully have some guidance. I know, kids are kids, so
they're gonna have their own exploration.
Yeah, they are.
Independent of you.
Yeah.
But if at least you had the first initial contact.
Yeah, I think it'll make a huge difference.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Y'all doing great.
Well, you so sweet. Look at that confession just went into its own little conversation. Right. Y'all make sure y'all chime in on that. This next section is hit the gas, but instead of us both doing one, we're going to focus on one person, and we've actually talked about her before, but I feel like it's so timely and just I'm not sure if you were able to witness any of the memorial for Kobe Bryant.
Yes,
were you able to?
I did.
I only saw snippets.
I saw some of it.
Yeah, online.
Yeah.
And again, I had gassed up Vanessa Bryant weeks ago when her husband and daughter passed in the helicopter crash out in Calabasas. And I thought then she was strong just because of how it felt like she was allowing life to keep moving. Like it didn't feel like she was pressing a pause button. Pressing a pause button. Mm-hmm. And this is me viewing this from, we probably got 20 degrees of separation. Like I am so far removed from her family. So it's just like the little things that I would see on the news and social media that would make me go, wow, like this woman is quite like strong, you know what I'm saying, and brave. Well, for those of y'all who didn't watch the memorial scenic clips, Vanessa Bryant delivered the eulogy at the memorial, not the family memorial, but the memorial that was had for the public. Mm-hmm. And when I tell you, watching it, and only the bits that I watched, I was just so moved by how she was able to construct her feelings into just this written, like these words for her loved ones. Mm-hmm. And I just thought it was so powerful. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, unless you've been in a situation like that, which thank God, I would say a lot of people haven't, you don't know how to measure that type of pain. Right. But I was talking to Denora, the other host of Mommy Confessions, and there was a Bible study I went to a long, long time ago, and it was talking about when the Hebrew children or the Israelites were in the wilderness and God would give them manna from heaven. Mm-hmm. And he would only give them enough for the day. So when in the morning they would have to get out and they would only be able to take enough for the day. If they took too much, it would spoil. If they didn't take enough, they would starve. But God would always provide just enough. And in the Bible study, the person leading it mentioned how one of her friends kind of went through the same thing that Vanessa Bryant went through. I want to say she lost her husband and her child. Maybe it was just her child. And the woman was saying how she was watching her friend go through this. And she was like, how are you this strong, right? Mm-hmm. And the point of it, the friend made the point of, God gave me enough manna for today. Mm-hmm. Like, we who haven't gone through it are like, How are you getting up? How are you not just
collapsing every time you get up?
Right,
because
exactly.
That's what I would imagine the day-to-day would be like, right?
Just vomiting, just not being able to
function,
right?
Period.
But we don't need that much manna right now. Right. You know what I'm saying? We aren't in that situation, right. And just trusting that if we are in that situation and we are believers, that God will give us enough manna to be able to get up. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, but just like the Hebrew people, just like the Israelites, you have to be willing to go out and get it. Mm-hmm. And seeing that she did that, like, it blows my mind. I
know.
Right? It blows my mind.
I'm sorry. No, it's okay. It's just like, ugh.
So, I mean, my hat's off to her because some people won't. Some people are not going to go and get it. Some people are like, no, it's over. Like, this is the death sentence that you have given me and it is over. Mm-hmm. But you can tell she has gone out and got the manna to be able to have the strength to continue on. So, you know, like I said, 20 degrees of separation at least. She'll probably never hear this. But if my words ever touch her ears, I hope she knows that we at Mommy Confessions give her all the Yes.
Applause, hats off.
Yeah.
Our hearts are with you, the family, Vanessa Bryant, all the beautiful girls, the grandparents, the aunts, the uncles,
brothers
cousins,
and sisters.
brothers and sisters, everybody that's connected to that entire family, all the co-workers. I mean, there's so many links, there's so many people connected, so many affected. And I agree 100%. The strength that that woman displayed on that stage. I mean, I was at home myself bawling. Like, I cried the whole day. And I cried the entire time I watched this ceremony. And you would have thought I was related to Kobe Bryant the way I was crying. Seriously. I mean, it was just like I was wailing because the emotion, it was palpable. You could feel everything that Vanessa was feeling. You could feel every word about her daughter. And when she talked about, you know, the future that she won't see, the future she won't experience with her. Ooh,
girl, don't sing yourself in.
I know, right? Oh.
She's like, and it's your body. Yeah, no,
y'all. I cry at commercials, so don't.
Well, yes, they don't.
Excuse me, but
Quinn
I have
is
really
the true cancer when it comes to
I am a true cancer.
senses.
You a cancer too, but I don't know. Angel's a strong cancer. Angel's like a Taurus cancer or something. I don't know. She a different kind of cancer. You ain't no real cancer. Your birthday ain't really July 2nd.
No, yours is July 2nd.
I mean, your birthday is July 3rd.
Yeah.
My birthday really is July 2nd. Hers is really not July 3rd.
She's like,
she got another
somewhere
birthday.
in
It might be August 3rd. You're Leo. I don't know. Yeah. But So I just should stop talking before I start crying for real.
But yeah, no, like you said, the emotion was palpable. You definitely watching it felt sympathy for everyone that was close to him. Yes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you do feel like the pain that the other people are going through. And for some people, that does move you to tears because you're just like, oh, I feel for you. You know what I'm saying? Even if you don't feel the loss they felt, but you do feel like you don't
have
personally
an understanding of how they could feel.
Yeah. And it can be it can be overwhelming. So again, well, I just really just have so much
respect
and admiration for Vanessa Bryant.
For sure.
And I just hope that she continues to get up and get that manna, and as time goes by, hopefully her heart will heal some more.
Amen.
So, now off of that topic, we are going to move to the topic of the day, which is, I want to know if virginity, the concept of virginity, is it antiquated or is it still this concept of holy? For those of y'all who don't know, most of you all do know because y'all have been following me for a while. I grew up in a Christian household. I'm still a part of that faith. I'm raising my children in the same religion. Quinn,
I'm a Christian woman. I'm raising my daughter, and in the whole Christian faith as well.
Yes. So
I wouldn't say we're devout. I know there's different tiers and different levels to different people.
But like, we ain't on that tier where we just up living in the church.
Right, but definitely the core values and the we're Christian, 100%.
So I'm not sure what your upbringing was like. How much was virginity? I don't want to say preached, but like taught as something revered, a goal, something that, especially as girls, I don't think in anybody's church it was pushed on boys as much as girls. But how much of that did you grow up under?
My parents definitely encouraged abstinence and the preservation of our virginity. It's 3 girls, 1 boy in my family. I'm the oldest of 4, and so I had that conversation with my mom growing up when I was young about my body as a temple, and you should wait till you're married, that whole thing, which is, it was good. It was respected. I didn't make it to marriage, but I took their words and the faith seriously. I didn't, say whatever and do whatever, but it's always been a thing that I think I will definitely probably do the same that my parents did. I'm gonna, encourage my daughter to, respect her body and try to practice abstinence as long as you possibly can. Make sure that when you do find someone that you love and that loves you back, it's solid and it's meaningful, and we have that conversation the same, what we talked about earlier. Because I don't think it's a game. I don't think it's anything to play with. And women, I think, I don't know if this is science, but I feel like we are more emotionally connected to the physical act of sex than men. I've heard that, men are by nature, that's why I say I don't know if this is science, but that instinctually or instinctually, I don't know which word I'm supposed to be using right now. Don't judge me. I did go to college. Are just more of just like animals in the wild. Just you can go from one to the next, one to the next, one to the next. It's all about proliferating the genes, and women are more of one-on-one, trying to preserve a family, and not as and the way our bodies are set up, we have to get pregnant and stay pregnant for 9 months. Right. A man never has to stop doing anything. He can always continue. So in that realm of science and of biology, men have way more sperm cells, women have a certain amount of eggs. It's just this whole thing. So women are more clingy, lack of a better word, whatever word you want to use, to relationships and to, the act of sex and what sex means to women. And then in some cases, not all cases, men can just have sex and move on to the next and move on to the next.
Now, was it abstinence until you find the person that you love, or was it abstinence until marriage?
I wouldn't say it was, they didn't say marriage per se, like you have to wait. It was just like, you should wait until you're married. It was like, if it doesn't, hopefully you're in love, hopefully it's that scenario, but you really should try, because 9 times out of 10, whoever you give your virginity to, if you do it before you're married, you're probably not going to end up with that person. And they were right.
And they were correct.
They were right. But yeah, so it's such a, this topic is like,
Yeah, for me, it was hammered into me. Wait until you get married. I don't know if it was so much my mom, but the church, how we were devout. I was in church all of the time. Okay. And I enjoyed myself in church. So it wasn't like I felt like, we're going only the afternoon Sunday services. That's when I was just like, this is too much. But I definitely, it was, hammered in Sunday school, hammered in during pastors preaching, and hammered in at any and all times. It was, you got to remain a virgin. I don't think they did a very good job of how it was delivered, by no means. Just because
what did they say?
Well, it was
you're going to burn in the pits of hell if you have sex before marriage.
I just don't think it was real. Meaning, like, I told you, when I was a teenager, I was horny. And no one told me what to do with those
horny hormones.
Right, you know what I'm saying? And then even, like, not even... There was no type of regard to the fact that during biblical times, girls were getting married at 14 and 15. Right. So it was easier for them to remain virgins.
Right, and exactly. And at the peak of their hormonal experiences, they were able to act out on them and release the tension, the sexual repression
that they wwere going through. And so,
you're right. That's a good point, Angel.
So us coming up, while the marrying age for, in the Midwest was in the 20s, so it wasn't like, out here where chicks is like, they
35, 40.
Yes. That's a different story. But it's still 20-something. I was 27. If I did not make it to my wedding day as a virgin, by no means. But I don't know that there was any preparation, like mentally, of if this is something that you really feel like in your heart you want to honor, this is what it's going to really be like. But obviously they couldn't speak to it because I don't know if any of them made it that were talking You know what I'm saying?
That part.
You know, to be able to be like, okay, this is what it's like to abstain. This is like, it's going to be hard. You're going to be frustrated.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No, they ain't talking about that.
It's your body is going to say, no, you need to do this. This is what I'm telling you. This is it.
Your body is going to say, put something in me.
Right. Or put it on something else if you are God. And so I just feel like in that sense, the church has a very antiquated way of speaking to virginity.
Yeah.
Because I do feel, will my kids be taught, virginity is best? Yeah. And this is the reason why I say that. I do think about my sexual experiences. I don't have that many bodies on my record. But what I will say is that I didn't need any of the other experiences before my husband. I know some people would be like, nah, I needed all of them. I did not. I would have been fine starting with him. I don't feel like when I think back, I don't feel like, oh, I'm so glad I did it with that person. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mean that in like a disrespectful way to my husband, but it's for me, and that might be different for other. Some people might have been out here doing some crazy things. It's just like, I'm glad I have that memory stored here. But for anybody that I was with prior to my husband, I would have been fine without. Even though those experiences weren't bad, I would have been fine without them, and I would have been okay with this being something that just him and I shared. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't, but because I didn't get married at 18, and there would have been no way he was getting, he's 2 years younger than me. He wouldn't have been getting married at 16, and I'm sure he don't want to erase any of his prior to me. He doesn't have the same. He's like, no, I'm okay with every single last gal that I saddled. I am okay.
Saddled? What? Saddled?
Every single filly I saddled. I am okay with it. So
dilly-dally.
But I think it's very hard. I only know of one couple, literally, where both husband and wife were virgins when they met. And I just don't, in today's day and age, it does feel a little antiquated.
It's hard because you brought up a really good point, Angel, about back in the day, women got married sooner. Women and men got married sooner. They also died sooner too.
I mean, yeah. They weren't living this long, but that's the reason why we push off getting married now, because we feel like, we got time.
Right.
What's the rush?
And then that extension of starting a family, starting your life, starting your career and all of this, and graduating from school, getting multiple degrees, for people who are, deep into their faith, who do not want to break that and break their virginity before marriage, it is hard for them. It is hard for them. And I know some people struggle. But I have a lot of respect for people who can hold out and who can have that willpower to preserve their virginity. Much respect. And
do you think it's actually worth it after a certain age? Because some people that I know, I'm like, give up. not even in a shady way. I'm just like, I think like you're at this age, and when you finally do it,
it's not about to be all that you think it is.
It's not about to be Disney World. You know what I'm saying?
It's true.
Even my best, and I've had some really good, like, especially since I've been married for so long, and we now have this trust with each other that we can do whatever we want when it comes to our bedroom. So we have had some really passionate, great sex. I still don't think if I had to wait until 40, that sex would have been worth it. Then, like, if we had,
because you have to learn and grow, and you have to know what you like and what you don't like, and that happens through experience.
And
so if you start at 40. You might not be in your stride until 50.
I'm still, even if the first time was my best time, I would be thinking, how No, I know it wouldn't happen, but I'm saying even if even if like knowing what the best sexual experience for me has ever been, even if that is what I ended up getting as my gift for holding my virginity until the age that I am now, I would still be hot. I'd be mad. I'd be like, I waited all these years. I could have had this multiple times by now. Right. I would be hot.
Angel.
But I'd be like, how much longer I'm gonna have Megan Stallion knees? These ain't gonna keep up forever. I had these bionic knees in my 20s. They're going out. I would be hot.
I got a good 2 years left.
Right. It's just
when you put it like that, I mean,
it's a lot.
So, much respect to those who can, you know what I mean? And I definitely feel like sex is one of those things that gets better over time.
Yeah, it does.
You're more confident in your body, more confident in your skin, more confident in your mental, emotional capabilities. And so you have a broader, more expansive ideology of sex and what it means and what you can do and what your standards, everything just changes over time, and then women in general reach like a sexual peak in their libido in like late 30s, mid to late 30s, 40s, hot and heavy. So I mean, if that's your thing, more power to you. I don't have any type of feelings for people who do and who don't. I don't think kids should be having sex.
No,
I'll tell you that much. But if you can hold out, at least until you're an adult, that's great. That's good. Because you will. If you don't end up with the person you gave your virginity to when you're a teenager, you're gonna get your heart broke.
You're gonna get your heart broke. I mean, you gotta almost like it put like this. See, I'm torn because I almost want to say it's like, if you're not gonna wait until marriage, then just do it with somebody you like. Like, you ain't got to be in love.
I think you should be in love. But then
you see what I'm saying?
Right, I know.
You see what I'm saying?
I know. Okay, I'm torn too now.
Right, you see? Because you, like you said, you want to get your heart broken. You're going to start making this fairy tale in your head,
right? And
associating sex with marriage, but you're not actually putting sex with marriage.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
But you want to have the not sanctuary. You want to have the sanctity. Thank you. I went to college. You want to have the sanctity of the love inside the relationship, inside the physical that you're exchanging, even if you're not married. But since you probably won't marry that person because you're so young, then it's like,
right, it's not real sanctity.
Like, just do it with somebody you like. But I don't want to do it with somebody I like. I want to do it with somebody I love.
See, but that's the reason why. Because here's the thing. I fully believe that dudes don't be fit like some dudes do. Some. But I would say an overwhelming amount of dudes don't usually have feelings as strong for a woman.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
100%. They don't.
So we're setting our daughters up
for failure.
Yeah. Because
make sure you're in love. Okay, I'm in love. And he still left me.
Right. And it's just like we're setting them up for heartbreak for something that like they could still experience amazing, great, respectable sex with someone they like and trust rather than someone they're in love with.
Right. But I also think it's innate. And again, I'm no scientist. I'm not a biologist. But I just think, based on being a woman and being around women, I think we are innately nurturers and attach more feelings to other human beings just naturally. And when we have, even in friendships, when we have close friendships, if there's a rift or if there's a break in a friendship, it hurts women more than I think guys are more like, whatever, F that dude or, F that woman. I think
there's toxic masculinity.
Okay.
I think they do feel it.
They just express it in a different way.
Yeah. Yeah. We tend to over emote where a dude would use toxic masculinity to sweep over the top of it.
Okay.
But I was about to say something that was piggybacking off of what you said.
Well, I was saying that I just think we attach the emotion more so to relationships in general as nurturers, as women. Mm-hmm. So I don't even think you have to necessarily educate or teach a girl to do that.
I do think it is a what do they call it? Societal construct.
You think so?
I do think we are nurturers by nature. But I think the combination. Here's the reason why I think it's a societal construct, because we have prostitutes.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That are willing,
detach emotion from the physical act of sex.
That literally see it as a job that they're doing to provide for themselves and whoever is pimping them out, obviously. Or, they might be their own pimp. I think that we teach a thing of, because if we look at our connection to the animals in in nature, if we look at a pride. So you have the king
male
lion, and he has a pride of women. Mm-hmm. If another lion with a mane comes up in there, another male lion, and he runs off that male lion, them women stay with the one that won.
Yeah.
They're not like, oh, Jeffrey.
Jeffrey.
I will always remember you. They're like, okay, all right, daddy. You the new
daddy.
Yeah.
Come make these babies with us.
Come on.
And he's going to kill the babies from the other.
Right.
The male lions.
I mean, the mamas might try to scurry them off so they won't get eaten up. But yeah,
they're around. Yeah, he'll kill them.
Exactement. So I feel like there has been something that we're going to pause. Sorry, we had to pause for one quick second to let my mother into the house. But I do think it has been something that has been taught. Like, we are taught to aspire to be married. While I do think marriage, when it's a good one, is like one of the dopest things to have in life. I just don't know if there is anything in life. I'd even put a good marriage over being a mom. Just while I love being a mother, I love all 4 of my boys. They gonna leave one day. And I am okay with that because me and their daddy is going strong. You know what I'm saying?
And you're raising them to leave. You're not raising them to stay with you. You're raising them to be independent and go create their own families and live their own lives.
So while I do love marriage and all of the things that come with it, I do think it's something that's put on to women way stronger. Way stronger.
Than guys. I agree with that.
And then like I said, we end up setting our daughters up for failure because boys are not taught as much to aspire. They are like at an older age.
They're like, well, when you gonna settle down? Now they 45. It's like he should have been
with his dusty sperm.
Nah, he should have
settled down.
Now he's 50 walking down the aisle trying to have some cheering.
Right.
But
so
you're right.
It's like, and until we can even out the planes of like how it's taught, how we view sex, I just, again, I will be teaching virginity in this house, and I will be, and with the thought of y'all ain't gonna make it.
Let's just start there.
You probably ain't gonna make it. Y'all probably ain't. If you
and
do,
you have all boys.
Yeah.
So
it's different.
Their dad is not gonna be like, hold out, son, hold out.
Listen, he will be like, if you can make it to marriage, that's amazing.
Yeah.
He'll be, but probably be honest and be like, I doubt that you do.
Yeah.
Like we would love it if you did, but we're not gonna feel no way if you don't.
Yeah.
And
that's real.
Yeah. But I think our biggest thing is gonna be like, but be honest with whatever girl you're with. Don't try to sell this dream of I'm in love with you so much. If it's really like I care about you and I'm very attracted to you and I would love to be intimate with you in that way, let it be that.
Be real with
don't sell a fairy tale.
I'm gonna be with you forever, baby. At 16,
right? You not.
Now she's slitting her wrist, because you done moved on, started dating Stacy.
Yes, and some boys might be foolish enough to actually think that in the moment. Yeah. But a lot of them are playing into like, what I gotta say? Is this how you feel? Yeah, I'm gonna be with you forever. Like, if forever.
But I think boys are taught that too. I think boys are taught how to run that game too, just as much as we're taught to to be fed and to fall in love and to do love before sex. And if he says he loves you, then it's okay to have sex. The boys are being taught in ways by their elders and their peers to be suave and be smooth, and all you gotta do is tell her you love her and she'll give you the draws, and it's like, whoa, you know what I mean? That's not right either. You know what I mean? So on both ends. So I think the perspective that you have and that your husband have that you're gonna teach your boys is good. To be honest and to be truthful, because then the girl can make a decision better. I feel like in a truthful place than in this falsehood, like, well, he said he loved me. Well, no, he didn't say he loved you. This one of their kids didn't say that he loved you.
He said he cared about you. He liked you a whole lot,
and he want to be physical. And so as a girl, you need to be able to accept that and then make your decision off that. But it does
this goes back to our conversation, though, just so you know.
Which one?
The one about bringing the flowers and stuff. That's a big reason why I don't like if my sons want to, like, you know about love languages and
love language. I love that book. 5 love languages.
So if that is one of my sons, like love language, like gifts, then yes, I'll be like, okay, well, find out if you like her like that. Find out what she likes, and you can gift her that. But if that is not how he honestly shows love, I don't want to teach this fake thing
expression
of romanticism.
When
it's just like, but you only doing that because that's what people say
you should do to show a girl that you like her. And you want it to be authentic.
I want it to be authentic, and I want at the top of his priority is how to show her he respects her. You know what I'm saying? So sure. Like if one of my sons is dating a chick and he never gets her flowers, if that's not something she's expressed that she likes to get, I'd be like, don't you waste your money. And if that's not how he feels like he should express it, I'm not going to put that as a thing of, well, if you're a gentleman, you would do that. I'd be like, no, if you're a gentleman, you'll find out what she likes. You know what I'm saying? You'll have a conversation and listen, and pick up on clues. And do sweet things like that. It might be that she's addicted to coffee and likes mocha lattes or something. So I would be like, it's a gentlemanly thing to possibly bring her a drink without her asking.
You know what I'm saying? For sure.
So that's more so of like my thought behind the chivalry thing. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And that's, I respect that too. But I will also accept some flowers.
But you like them.
But I like flowers.
That's different. If a chick actually likes them, and my son likes this girl, I'm like, well, if she really likes flowers, you can get her flowers if you're just trying to show her, like, I like you. But, like, if she don't like flowers, don't get her no flowers. Don't get her no flowers. Find out what she like. Like, do you actually like her? Because if so, you would know what she likes.
You would have talked about that.
Yes. You would have already known that she likes a good Jamba Juice. Okay? Listen, I'm a chick that loves snacks. You bring me some snacks, I'm like, you heard me? You heard my stomach rumble?
Yes.
You heard me. So you feel like with Aria, it's going to be more so about, like, finding the person that you love.
Yes, hold out as long as you can, and just make sure that relationship, that connection is genuine. I wouldn't encourage her to be like, go ahead and express physically how you feel with someone without the love. I would, although I get your perspective, but I'm not going to push that. I'm going to push. Try, because it's such a serious thing, something that you can create life from, something you can lose your life from. So even if you protect yourself with a condom, even if people still contract, you just never know. People have died from herpes, people have died from syphilis. Like, it doesn't have to be HIV. So like, just oral sex, just you try to make sure you are fully comfortable with this person. You know a lot about them, they know a lot about you, and it's just a serious situation, because sex is a serious act. You know what I mean? And I get the whole casual sex thing. That's cool. I'm not going to encourage that on her at all.
I do think casual sex, it can be a very dicey thing, because I do know, I think I've seen people as they begin to get numb with casual sex, where it is just
like, hey,
what it is,
I'm just out here, I'm just trying to get mine.
And I don't want, because even though, like I said, wait until, the age that I am to have sex. It does not sound hot or awesome at all. I do not ever want to numb the good feeling that comes from sex with someone that you do love. You know what I'm saying? With someone that you do trust. Yeah. Totally.
Right.
I wouldn't want to numb that. And I think the other big thing for my sons, besides like, you might not make it, but respect and respecting the person that you with. You ain't got to take every piece of ass that's thrown at you.
Hello.
Like that would probably
you ain't got to take every single penis that's thrown at you as a woman.
Yeah. So, but see
that, a lot of that's a whole other topic. We're getting another show. It's a whole other topic, right?
Yeah, it is.
Some girls feel pressure to do it if a guy likes you and shows that much interest. Is like, well, I mean, he likes me. And I know that comes with a whole bag of insecurity and a whole bag of not feeling good enough and feeling like you need to attach yourself to the person that's... Yeah. So that's all. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No. But like, that's what's like glamorized in the world of celebrity, the world of hip hop, is that I got these groupies that want to, let me give it. And I don't want my sons to think that, just because a girl might offer it up, that it's necessarily... I don't take every gift. These people that hand out stuff in Las Vegas, they hand you flyers. I don't take everything they get, and I don't want it. Thank you very much. And just realizing, like, it might sound great. It might actually end up being great, but it's not worth it. You know what I'm saying? It's not worth what could potentially become a serious headache afterwards.
Right. Yeah.
It's just like, no. And the fact of the matter is, booty ain't going nowhere.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not. It's not leaving the planet.
Period.
It's not going anywhere. And I think sometimes that's what's taught to boys, is that while there is an unlimited supply, it's also a very exclusive supply. So you got to get it while
it's hot.
Right.
Get it while it's good.
Because, it's taught that we hold the power of the yes, right? But I'm like, no, you also hold the power of the yes and the no.
For sure.
You don't always have to say yes.
Yes.
You can say, nah, I'm good, and still be just as manly as you would be if you were to say, yeah, I'm a turn up.
Definitely.
But I would be like, yeah, don't.
Men and women have to be selective.
Yes, they do.
Because when you have sex with somebody, you are soul exchanging right now. Like, you are intertwining a spiritual... This is how I feel. That it goes beyond the physical. Like, someone enters your body, you enter someone's body. You just took everything to another level. And one thing my mother always said was like, and don't mind her, and you may not believe this, but this is what she always told me. Once somebody done seen you naked, you can't be friends with them. Because there's just this, what she means is, you've taken your relationship to another level that you can never go back from. It reached the maximum point of connection, of physical touch. Like, that is the highest level. That's as close as you can get to someone physically, period, is to intertwine, is to have intercourse.
Yes.
And so what she's saying is, you've reached that level, like, you can't go wind backwards and be like, oh, we're just homies. People are friends. Yeah. Don't get it twisted. People are friends after sex. It's not what she's saying. She's just saying, like, you've seen parts of them that are exclusive, and that, few have seen. Well, not if you're a porn star, but you know what I'm saying.
You're like, not if you don't.
You've taken your connection with that person to the highest level.
Yeah.
Whether you end up with them or not, whether you love them or not.
Yeah.
That's you've been intimate. You did the max.
Yeah.
You maxed out.
You maxed out. Well, and I don't ever want to create guys, like, one big reason why I want my sons to be selective is that I feel like that is what breeds, like, the Harvey Weinsteins, these men that turn into predators.
The Donald Trumps.
Yeah, the Donald Trumps, the Bill Cosbys, okay?
The R. Kellys.
All of these men that begin, when they aren't selective, they begin to think they can select anything.
Right.
So if you start from the fact of, if I teach my sons the point of, you need to know, like, okay, I like this person and I respect this person. Let me see if this is like something that eventually they want to do, and if not, I'll back off. But if it's a thing of if you taking everything, eventually you think you can have everything.
Hello.
And I don't want them to ever have that mindset of,
I have a smorgasbord of PUS
right,
to do what I want to do with. Yeah.
So, so I think my answer to all of this is that virginity is antiquated. And I feel horrible saying that. I do, because it was so in my heart. I wanted to please Jesus. I was like, I'm going to make it. I don't care if nobody I know has made it to marriage, and I didn't come nowhere near close. I was a whole 9 years off. But like I said, I feel like I was just ill prepared by the people. I can take responsibilities for my actions,
of course, yeah.
But if I were to look back at all the players in my life prior to that, not players like, ooh girl, but like all the people that were involved in my life, I feel like the adults, the people that were shepherding over my spiritual growth, that even put the concept of being a virgin until I was married, did not prepare me well at all.
Okay.
At all. And what is your answer to it? Is virginity antiquated or holy?
I don't think it's antiquated. I think it's still a holy thing. And like I said before, I have a lot of respect for people who can hold out. Mm-hmm. And I am gonna teach and preach it to my daughter, and I just pray that she makes the best possible decision for herself and her body when that comes up, which I hope is
it's going to be a long time
from now.
It's going to be a long time. Don't even worry about it. It's going to be a long time.
Yeah, I don't think it's antiquated. No.
That's beautiful.
No, I still have hope.
Maybe I would feel different if I had girls.
Maybe. But yeah, you already prepping your mind for prom.
I'm all of it. Even though, I think they can make it out of high school. I do.
Okay.
I don't know what these girls is up to these days. Listen,
girl.
we had fast girls when I was growing up, but they on a different.
They on
nitro.
They are for real. And then there's a whole culture. I don't know if it's still, but I just remember it being when I was in high school. There was a whole culture of girls who were virgins, but they would give oral sex to guys and say, "Well, I'm still a virgin." And it's like, but your mouth is not. Though.
But your mouth isn't.
Your mouth got 100 bodies on it. Yeah, so
yeah.
What are we saying? You know, because like Bill Clinton say, oral sex is not sex. But so I guess he got these girls thinking that they're confused.
Yes,
okay?
very confused. I do think my kids can make it out of high school. I could be lying.
Yeah, we pray.
I would love it.
I would
like, come on.
I would be like, okay, good.
You made it. Listen, your daddy have to teach you how to do one-hand man, but like let's get.
And that's another thing. So many layers to this. Do we teach girls to do the one-hand man, the one-hand woman?
No,
I was never taught that I could touch my body. I was never taught that.
But you still don't have a sex toy.
Well, that doesn't mean I don't.
Yeah,
but I don't have an actual toy.
Right? Yeah, like I'm like.
No, I never felt the need to actually run out and get a toy, but I never even knew
going to that one ship to ya.
I wasn't. Thank you, and I will call you and let you know how my experience was.
I played, but I'm like, what's the review?
What is the review?
Yeah,
5 stars. But that's a whole week. We can do this on another show too.
Listen, y'all, chime in the comments wherever you're watching about whether or not you think virginity is antiquated or if it's still holy. I want to know. Some of you all might not even have the same type of background we do as Christians, but still, what is your concept of virginity, and is it something that people should be aspiring to, or if it's just like when you know, and just go ahead and go for it.
Yeah.
Leave it in the comments. Please make sure you are reviewing and rating us wherever you are watching us and following us on whatever. Actually, follow us on all the platforms. Don't even think about, even if you don't ever go on the platform, just follow us on it.
Please do.
And just don't ever watch it after that on that platform.
Show your love.
Please. Yeah, amen and amen. And also make sure you're following us at That Chick Angel and at Quinn Walters across all social media platforms as well. We are so excited to have Mommy Confessions going. We'll have Quinn for a little bit because my hosts be getting booked.
Yes.
They be getting booked.
You be getting booked too, but
yes. So we will won't have Denora for a little bit, but when she's back, we'll hopefully get an episode with all of the ladies.
That would be great.
And we'll have a nice little combo. Okay,
Ooh, it's gonna be good.
All right. Until next time, you guys be blessed, and I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.